Friends, you need to sit down for this. In a city that's seen more than its share of tragedy, we've learned to brace ourselves. But some news just hits differently. It's the kind of gut punch that makes you say, no, not him, not his family. Today, the shocking news rippling through our community centers on a name that is, for many of us, synonymous with Chicago itself, Herrmann. We've just received word of a devastating fire, an accident, and a rush to the hospital that involves one of our own. And when I say one of our own, I mean the heart and soul of Firehouse 51, Christopher Herrmann. This isn't a drill. This isn't a routine call. This is the one call every firefighter dreads. It's the one where the address they're racing to is their own. The unthinkable nightmare, a fire at Herrmann's home. Details are just starting to emerge, but what we know is enough to make your blood run cold. A devastating fire has reportedly torn through Herrmann's family home. His family, his wife, Annabelle, his kids, were in danger. We don't have all the specifics yet, but the words we're hearing are terrifying. Rushing for aid. Family in danger. Firehouse 51 banding together. Pause for a second and just let that sink in. This is Herrmann, the man who is the bedrock of 51. The grizzled, grumpy, heart of gold veteran who has spent his entire life running into burning buildings to save other people's families. And now, the inferno he has to face is his own. Can you even imagine that feeling? The panic, the helplessness, the visceral terror of hearing your own address crackle over the radio. We're all holding our breath. We've seen this crew face down bombs, building collapses, and unimaginable loss. But this is personal. This is a nightmare realized, and it's happening to the one person who has always been their rock. Why this hits so hard? Hasn't he been through enough? If you're feeling a deep, profound sense of, this is just not fair, you are not alone. It feels like we're watching a friend suffer because, for so many of us, he is. Let's be honest. Christopher Herrmann has already been put through the ringer more times than any one person should ever have to endure. This isn't just another fire. This is trauma piled on top of trauma. Do you remember when he was brutally stabbed at his own bar, Molly's? We all gathered around our screens, praying as he bled out on that cold floor. We watched him fight for his life in the hospital, and we breathed a collective sigh of relief when he pulled through. Do you remember the explosion that nearly killed him? The one that left him with permanent hearing loss, an injury he tried to hide because he was so terrified, so stubborn, that it would mean the end of the only life he's ever known. He fought back from that too. He's faced demotions. He's struggled with his kids. He's poured his life savings and every ounce of his energy into creating a home. Not just for his family, but for his entire Firehouse family at Molly's. Herrmann is the guy who shows up. He's the one giving rookies tough love advice. He's the one, alongside Mach, who reminds everyone what it means to be a real firefighter. He's the dad of the Firehouse. And now, his home is in flames. This accident feels cruel. It's a targeted blow against a man who has already given so much, who has already sacrificed parts of himself, his health, his hearing, his peace of mind, all in the name of the job. A firehouse in crisis, 51 bands together. The only sliver of light in this suffocating darkness is knowing who will be responding. This isn't just any crew. This is Firehouse 51. You know that Severide, Kid, Cruz, and Mauch will move heaven and earth to save Herrmann's family. They will walk through walls of fire for him, because he would do, and has done, the exact same for every single one of them. But think about the emotional toll. This is the call that breaks firefighters. To pull up and see your best friend, your mentor, your brother, standing on the lawn, screaming as his world turns to ash. How do you even process that? How do you keep your head in the game when your own heart is shattering into a million pieces? This is going to test them all. The ripple effects of this single fire will be felt long after the embers are out. It's going to force every member of 51 to confront their own worst fears. We're also hearing this is all happening while the Firehouse is already under immense pressure. They're dealing with crushing budget cuts, the looming threat of layoffs, and a city bureaucracy that seems to have forgotten what these heroes sacrifice every single day. It's a perfect storm of professional and personal crisis, waiting for word. What happens next? Right now, we are all in that terrible, agonizing waiting period. We're waiting for news from the hospital. We're waiting to hear if Annabelle is okay, if the kids are safe. We're waiting to hear the extent of the damage.